was half tempted to drive over this giant log. I don't really think I can probably drive over it, but it was soft. I figured it might break. Doesn't really matter though, because looking up ahead, there's like 6 more down trees, and some of them are a foot off the ground and this thick, so this way isn't going to work, sadly. I'll have to back up. I'm going to probably put the cages down. It's getting heavy vegetation on the road now. We're on the sunny side of the mountain, so like everywhere the road is, stuff grows out of it, and it's just twanging me in the body a lot, so I'm going to put down the cage. I turned around and went up the like bypass road to get around that section with the trees. I haven't gone very far up it yet, so I'm not certain where it's going to end up, if it will come out where I think it will on the map. But it was pretty interesting. There's some big trees up here, weird looking trees like this one that lost most of itself, and then there's another one that's almost identical back there. But there's definitely a wolf tree here that fell down at some point, which is kind of sad. This thing was massive. I came up on it from far away, could see the limbs. I was like, oh, that's not where the road is. But just check out the size of this. Obviously it fell quite a while ago, but it's got to be 4+ feet in diameter. You can see it there. Huge tree. So if you don't know what a wolf tree is, once upon a time all these mountains were clear cut and there were farmland on them back a long time ago, and that's why most of the trees are kind of small. They're new growth, but when the farmers cut down all the trees, they left a few standing so their cattle could stay under them for shade. And when the forest grew back around them, these trees were way older than the rest of the trees around them because they were the original old growth trees, and they were considered wolf trees is what they called them. And they were called that because people that would then plant trees around them, well, I mean, now it doesn't look like trees being planted, it looks wild, but the wood industry would plant trees around them, and these giant wolf trees would they'd choke out all the sunlight from the newly growing trees around them, and the tree farmers called them wolf trees because they were killing their herd, so to speak, their trees. So a lot of them were sadly cut down, and the ones that we still have today are just sort of flukes, or weirdly they may have been the smaller wolf trees once upon a time, so they were ignored. But you know, fast forward another 200 years and they're the big wolf trees now. But yeah, look at that guy. He is big, at least 100 feet tall. But there's the, wow, look at that thing. Just imagine half of the tree has been crushed into the earth and broken, and the other half is sticking straight up, and it's still over 20 feet tall. But, yep. Actually, I spy, too far away for the camera to probably see. Oh, I can zoom in, that's cool. Right in the center there is another very thick tree that fell, and I wonder if that was another old growth tree. It looks actually like a stone wall, but it is a dead tree running away. All right, back to the coot. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is a birch. That's the biggest birch I've ever seen in my entire life. It's kind of deceiving. It looks like really big birch trees, and then it comes down to one base, and that base is as wide as that other tree that fell. So the other tree was not a birch tree. Actually, right, wow, see that kind of white in the middle, that big birch log? That came off of this thing. Broke right there. So that was even bigger once upon a time before that other tree broke a piece of it off. I did not know birch trees could get that big.